Welcome to Return to Beacon Hills, a Teen Wolf Rewatch podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Will Wallace, and today, my co-hosts Kate Kalissa and I are bringing you a special bonus interview with Vince Mattis, who plays Eli Hale in the new Teen Wolf movie. We had a great time talking to Vince and hope you enjoy this interview. If you would like to see the extended video interview, go to patreon.com/RTBH podcast and become an alpha patron, and you will get access to that video interview as well as all the previous video interviews we've done. They're all pretty great, and I highly recommend you check them out. All right, enough talking. Let's get to the interview. Awesome. Well, Kate, do you want to jump in with the first question?
Yes. How did you get into acting? So going way back to the beginning here.
I've always been really extroverted and always wanting to, my dad used to do family videos, and I would always want to be in front of my brother and upshow him and stuff. So I guess that's why I started performing originally. And then I would make iMovies a lot, make fight scenes. I would make my own little skits and stuff. And then I did when I was 13, back-to-back summers. I did this summer camp, the theater summer camp in Asheville, North Carolina. And I did Into the Woods. I don't know if you guys know.
Mm-hmm.
And then this 6-skit play called All in the Timing. And it was quite interesting. There was a Nickelodeon agent there at the second summer camp. And she went up to my dad and she's like, "Hey, your son's really talented. You should get him into acting, legit." And but at that time everything was in person still, a lot of auditions, and she was based out of Miami, so just wasn't possible. So yeah, I didn't do anything. And then cut to when I was 14, almost 15, I was like, "Dad, it's time. I'm not too young." My dad didn't want me being in the business when I was a kid. And I'm from South Carolina, by the way, so this is all happening in a random town in South Carolina. And I was like, "Hey, I want to actually act." So we had a family friend who had this agent, this just local agent in South Carolina, and we called her up and I auditioned for her, and she's represented me. And the first audition I ever submitted, the self-tape, I didn't have a reader. I had a hat on, which you're not supposed to do, but I think that's bullcrap anyways. And I had a neon shirt and no reader, and I cried because I got so frustrated setting up this camera. And I was doing it all by myself. And I was like, "I'm not gonna submit it. My parents are like, "Come on, you should just do it again and submit it, whatever." And that ended up being for Halloween, which was the first self-tape I ever submitted. So I got really, really lucky. So that's how I got it, basically. And then The Dirt happened. I don't know if you guys are familiar with these films or not.
Halloween for sure, yes.
Yeah, we will be coming back to that because we'll love that movie. So
yes.
Great. And then The Dirt, and then I've been acting for about 5 years officially. And I went a solid 2 years without a callback. That's just how it is. I looked kind of young to play teenage roles, because they a lot of 20 plus is pretty much what they cast for teenage roles in Hollywood for the most part. And I also looked too old to play 13 and all that stuff. So I was kind of in this really crappy middle area. But now I'm 15, apparently, in Hollywood years.
Hollywood 15, yeah.
Hey, that's great.
Yeah. So anyways, that's how I got into acting. That was kind of a medium-sized version of that story.
Awesome. So, well, now we know how you got into acting, but how did Teen Wolf come into your life?
So, about a year ago, I was taking acting classes at the Strasberg Institute in New York, just part-time. And I was living in Morningside Heights, which is the beginning of Harlem. And just submitting self-tape after self-tape, and the beginning of that pilot season, I got casted around March time, I'm pretty sure. And beginning of that pilot season, I was getting some hooks on some little auditions. I was like, "Okay, this is some good energy here. I could book something, maybe." And then Teen Wolf came around, and I thought it was actually the Michael J. Fox. I thought it was a remake of the Michael J. Fox one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's funny. Da da da. I've never heard of the character Eli before. And I'm like, great. I feel like I give off a similar energy to Michael J. Fox. I could totally deliver that. I got this. So I submitted the self-tape with my roommate, he read he read with me, and I'd submitted it as like doing my best to match a similar energy to Michael J. Fox.
Mhm.
And then I found out that it wasn't for that movie, it was for Teen Wolf the show. And I was like, oh, a bunch of sexy werewolf guys. There's no way. I thought I kind of looked too young. I wasn't sure like if I had aged out of that, kid era.
Right.
Or if I looked, I mean, like you have to have a certain look to be able to um sway an audience into looking at you in a certain way. You know what I mean? So I wasn't sure if I really had that, but so yeah, I got a call back, and I had like the worst anxiety for like 3 days leading up to this because the show was big, and it had been a whole year previous to that since I booked something. So it's like these opportunities don't come often. Like I usually only have like 2 to 3 last stage callbacks, and it's either it happens or it doesn't, but you're like that close, and it's so hard because people were like, oh, well, don't go in the audition room trying to get the job, but it's at the same time, it's like it's always in the back of your mind. It's like I've been doing this for 4 years at that point. I'm like, I really I want it, I'm hungry for it. So I did it. I don't know why. I just like I didn't do my hair that well, and the lighting was kind of bad on the Zoom call. And I did the acting was good. The acting was good. And then they responded back. They said, "Hey, he did great, but the lighting was really bad. We couldn't really see him that well, and whatever." So they put me on for a second callback, but this time Tyler Hoechlin was on it, and
Nice.
I was like, "Oh shit!" I knew him more of like Superman on CW.
Yeah.
I was like, "You're telling me I'm about to act with Superman right now?" So that was a little nerve wracking, but I went in. I made sure my hair was was pretty well done, and they were like, "Hey, maybe can you?" I did like a tech rehearsal. They're like, "Hey, maybe can you like wear something? Well, not to sound weird, but a little more like sexy." Like what? They're like maybe like a tight black shirt. I'm like, okay, got it. Tight black shirt. Went back on. I did it with Hecklin. We did probably like 8 takes of the scene where we're having an argument in the house. That was the audition scene, and it was great. Like Hecklin was so fun and so sweet, and he was like, "That was great. That was great, man. Oh, that was stellar." Whatever. So I felt good about it, and then like we waited, and they were like, "Hey, did fantastic. We want to put you on a little FaceTime with Russell, the director." And I did that, and he was like, "Oh, it's gonna be a great shoot. You're gonna be running from arrows and da da da." And I was like, "Whoa!" He's talking to me about what we're filming. Like it sounds like I already got it in my head. And we had to wait the weekend to hear, and then I finally heard. By the time I heard, I was just like, "Better, better have gotten it. God damn it." You know what I mean? So yeah, no, that was great. And then they literally flew me out within 2 days of hearing that. Out to
Oh my God.
Wow.
the first week. We filmed the first week of all the high school scenes. Honestly, yeah, it was just this hallway scene in the high school where Ski confronts me, and then after I twist my ankle when Allison attacks is all in LA. And those are the original sets for the show as well. They have them all in a warehouse. But yeah, and then we had like a week in between, and then we went to Atlanta and stuff. But yeah, that was the long version of how
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
That's a really cool story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently Jeff was actually like a little like he was questioning casting me because my hair was too big. He's very particular with like what he likes and how he likes his actors to look. So, but Hecklin, thank God for Hecklin because Hecklin, he thought I was the guy from the start. So he was like, "You need to cast him. Like this is the guy. Don't look at anybody else." There's one point they were looking at like actual 15-year-olds, and I was like, come on, like the actual audition was like 18 plus, and now they're looking for 15-year-olds. God dang it. Yeah, they thank God for Hecklin though, because he really pushed for me, and that was great. Thank you, Hecklin, Tyler Hecklin.
You mentioned the show. Were you aware of the original series before you got cast?
I was when the original show, the first season came out in 2011, right?
Yeah.
So I was 8 years old.
Oh God.
And I mean, I definitely think it was a little bit too mature for my, I was watching like Backyardigans at that time. And what else? Oh, I'm trying to think of this other show that I watched. So yeah, I definitely wasn't there yet, I was watching like iCarly and that stuff. So Teen Wolf was a little bit more sexy and gruesome and that kind of stuff. But I definitely knew the presence was there. Like Teen Wolf dominated the years that it was on. Like everybody knew about that show. Everybody knew the name, and didn't know much about it, but now I do. So yeah.
Fantastic.
What were your first impressions of the other cast members when you finally got on set?
That they're just extremely humble. I remember like this is actually the first interview that I'm saying this, but I remember meeting Posey for the first time. We lay like I get dropped off on set, and then there's just Posey just walking around, just like making small talk with people. It's like, oh hey man, nice to meet. Whatever. And he's like, oh, you don't got the script yet? He's like, yeah, because like the script was half finished when we started filming. So I didn't know how the movie was gonna end, where my character was gonna go. So we had like literally zero preparation for any of this stuff because it was 2 days since I got casted. I'm in LA already. No time to prepare. Anyway, so he sent me the script himself over text. Funny. But it was great, especially in LA or in Atlanta. We did like some overnight shootings, in the woods and stuff, and we really bonded. Tyler and I got along really well, and everybody's just so welcoming, I mean, like no one's egos are in front, they're just like they're there to help you and to be there for you, and everybody was so happy to be back, and it was so cool because I was sitting here like the newbie, and then like JR would like come in, and then like Posey would be like, yeah, well, that's so good. Like, who is this guy? Who's this guy right here? So it was really cool seeing everybody like reunite. There was always like the first 2 weeks of filming, people were constantly getting reunited. So I was seeing like these old friendships come back together, which was really cool. So not only did they come back for the movie, but like in real life, these people were it was like a reunion.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So many people that we've talked to have like mentioned Teen Wolf as a family, and it feels very genuine, unlike some other shows where it seems like they say that, but they don't actually mean it.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's definitely not like a marketing thing. It's legitimately like these people are like family to each other. Like they're close. I mean, not close friends. These people really care about each other on a level that surpasses the business that they work in. It's not. Yeah, it's amazing. And everybody's had their personal struggles too. And that also has brought people together. And everybody's just been so great. Yeah, it's been awesome.
Fantastic.
So the Teen Wolf fandom can be very passionate. What has your experience been so far with Teen Wolf fans?
I mean, like, I remember going to Comic-Con. People were pretty nice. They were pretty awesome. I remember like someone calling my name to get a picture, and I was like, "That's weird. They know my name. Like, what the heck?" But everybody's been super sweet. There's like the Styles complaints and stuff like that, which I understand, but for the most part, like people, I mean, I read comments and stuff on TikToks and all that craziness, and for the most part, people are really like, I'm so excited to see Eli. He's already my favorite character. He looks so fun. He looks so cute, whatever. I'm like, okay, they're in support. They're in support. That's good. So no, they've been great, and even just before the movie came out, like my following went up a lot, which is not like I'm not used to that quite yet. And but no, everybody's been super, super welcoming. I mean, the fans and the cast included is a big family, everybody is super supportive. You have the haters here and there, but for the most part, everybody's super nice. The Teen Wolf fan, maybe they're strong, but for the most part, they're really cool.
That's fantastic to hear.
Yes, it is.
So this is kind of a related question. Was it daunting to join a narrative universe that already had so much history?
Yeah, I mean, thank God. I'm kind of glad I didn't watch the show before filming, because if I did, then I think I would have psyched myself out a little bit more. But it definitely felt, yeah, like getting on set, knowing that this is like their thing, and then you just have me who's been submitting these self tapes and just so happened to be casted for this, and now like I'm part of this with you guys. I did feel a little bit like I was at a dinner table that like I shouldn't be at, you know? Like, why am I here? Like, this is like an awkward family dinner type situation, but like that passed really quickly. I mean, like I would say fourth day of shooting, it was like that didn't exist anymore because especially Tyler Posey, like we hit it off. We were having a blast on set, cracking jokes, just like poking fun, enjoying the moment, But yeah, I mean, definitely, yeah, because I would meet Crystal and then I would meet Holland and I'll be like, who's this? Oh, hey, who are you? Oh, Shelly, what's up? Hi, nice to meet you, Vince. You know what I mean? But now I know everybody so well, which is cool. Like I actually, yeah, have memories with these people, which is really cool.
It's very cool.
Fantastic.
So we love the Halloween remake from, what was that, 2018, I think. And we're big horror fans. Are you into horror films as well?
I wouldn't say I'm like a horror fanatic necessarily, but I definitely appreciate. I mean, the thing is that I feel like movies from like 2010 on kind of ruined horror in a way. Not ruined it, but ruined. I mean, horror is a genre and it has a reputation. So when you put out enough not great movies, I feel like people nowadays will be like, oh, horror's okay because there's not a lot of great horror movies out right now. In terms of like classics like The Shining and Halloween or Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, all of that stuff like that. I mean, those are great films. They're great films. Forget the horror aspect. They're just good films. And so in that sense, yes, I'm a fan. But yeah, for sure. And I think that's what you guys are fans of too. You guys like the classic slasher characters and all that stuff.
I love those.
Yeah, Friday the 13th is my favorite franchise.
Huge horror fanatics.
Everybody's favorite horror movie. I want to know.
Mine's The Shining.
The Shining, same. I would say The Shining's my favorite horror movie as well.
Nice. Kate, would you like to answer for both of us?
Oh, for both of us, Hereditary.
Hereditary, okay.
Hereditary.
Yeah, I saw Hereditary not that long ago.
Nice.
Yeah. That movie messed me up a little bit.
That's what Kate liked about it.
Yeah,
That's
me
what
too.
I liked about it. I felt because I've seen so many horror movies, I don't get scared anymore. That was the first one in a long time where I got scared, and the last one I haven't felt it since.
It's that movie. Not only does it doesn't. I love how it doesn't like go the cheap route and scare you like, oh, just like a jump scare or like get this reaction out of you. It slowly like tortures you like throughout the whole thing, and the tension builds, and you know where it's going. I mean, you don't know where it's going, but you know it's going up, and that's terrifying. It's kind of like this inevitable terrible ending. But I don't know, there's certain things about that movie that I don't know, I took note of that are like just amazing, that like they have, every horror movie has horror elements obviously, but Hereditary like took those and they like flipped them on its head,
So your IMDb page says you're a black belt in Kung Fu. That's pretty cool. I wanted to know, did you get to do any of your own stunts for the movie?
If running counts as a stunt.
Absolutely.
When we're running through the woods, when I'm running through the woods with Scott McCall, there's a moment where I like eat shit. I absolutely eat it. And that was I actually ate it in real life, and they put it in.
Wow.
It was really muddy. They basically like hosed down the entire forest because it had just rained in the movie, and I slipped, wiped out. But they kept it, and I didn't hurt myself, which was good.
Very good.
What other stunts? I'm trying to think. I mean, the whole fight, the little fight scene I have with Allison was all me,
Nice.
Learned it on the spot like 30 minutes prior, and they're like, okay, these are the moves. 1, 2, and then swing again. You know what I mean? So like it was all choreographed and stuff. The driving was not me, like at all. We had a stunt driver for that. He killed it because that's the original Jeep from the original show. And it's like a 70s Jeep. It only goes like 40 miles per hour max before it breaks down. And stick shift, it's manual, and it's really sensitive. So if you like let off the clutch too fast or anything, it freaking jolts. Like it will destroy your body. So And then when the stunt guy just came in and he like drifted it reverse out, like out of the lot, like it was nothing. I was like, wow, I'm so glad stunt people exist.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, it was really fun. Yeah.
Nice. So what was your favorite moment on set for the Teen Wolf movie?
Wow, that's a good question. Even though it was a long shoot day, I really did enjoy working with Crystal in that little like chase scene in the Hale Auto Shop. That took
Nice.
hours to film, just that one section. It was fun because I could probably name another 5 days of filming that were like equally good, but like it was really fun like doing the physicality of like my ankle's messed up and I'm also like running as fast as I can. There's like this shot where I'm going around like swooping around the car and then I like get up against another car, but it was like really fun doing that. I always love like doing scenes that are big physically or sometimes even verbally. I don't know, it's just fun to like it's fun to let loose, you know. And Crystal was so cool. She actually like totally knocked me on my ass one time because she was like, she's like, maybe it'll be better if you like face me a little bit more. So like when I do the push, whatever, I was like, okay, cool. So we did it again. But because I was facing her directly, like I had no like she pushed me pretty hard. She's a strong lady. She pushed me pretty hard, but because I was standing, I had no like balance this way, so I ate it. I absolutely ate it. And also, like I wanted her to like I was kind of giving into it too, but I just wasn't expecting her to like.
Push so hard.
And you could just hear my like elbows and knees and all my little bones just clack on the. Are you okay? Like, it's like no, keep going, don't worry about it. You know, but yeah, that was pretty cool. And all the lacrosse stuff was really fun to play as well. That was really fun. That took like a week to film all the lacrosse stuff. It was crazy.
Had you ever played lacrosse before working on the movie?
No, besides like I picked up a stick before because my like childhood friend played lacrosse. But other than that, I never learned how to cradle a ball or anything. I did learn on set. They had a double for me as well. Good play, but honestly, the scenes that like the shots that were actually me look pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. But I was able to cradle it, and when I make the winning shot, I actually did get it in the goal, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice. Yeah.
We used a fake lacrosse ball though. It was like a really lightweight one. It was almost like a stress ball type
Mhm.
thing, almost foam stress ball, which made it kind of hard because it doesn't have the weight to like stay in the bottom of the basket or the net. And so yeah, no, like I had no experience previous, but it was really fun. I started some game like all the extras and stuff. They had all learned lacrosse as well within those like for like the 4 days. They like had training and stuff for those scenes. And I got all of them after like filming to like it's like, hey guys, want to go over here and like let's throw it around. And we did. We had like, a full game. It was really fun.
Oh,
Nice.
that's fun.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, it was really cool.
A big part of Eli's story is his inability to shift. What was it like finally getting the makeup on?
Tight, sweaty, and slimy and itchy. So I was do you guys know what Accutane is? The drug Accutane?
Mm.
I was
Yeah.
on that. I was on that during the filming as well. And so the prosthetics, like they use glue and stuff. When you're on Accutane, your skin gets very dry. It kind of absorbs everything that like you put on it. Like it will just like suck up moisturizer if you put it on. So the glue, it was really hard. It took me really long to get the out of the prosthetic than everybody else because the glue like literally soaked into my skin.
Oh
Oh
wow.
my
It was
god.
like really on there, it was like part of my face. Actually I still have some prosthetic. I'm just kidding. But
It's just a part of your face now.
it's just part of my face now. But yeah, it took about like 2 hours, and the sideburns were pretty like they didn't move that well with the face, so like they were pretty like I would move and I could feel it like wanting to pop off or like it was like
Oh wow.
and also it was latex prosthetics, so they have some that like for full body when they have like like Vecna for example, like just a
Mhm.
big picture, they'll have like more of a foam material so that it absorbs the sweat. These ones didn't though, so like there would be like a pool of sweat underneath the prosthetic and it would bubble. And so when they would take it off, it was just like the slimy mess. by the end of the day because you're running around fighting whatever. The teeth are really cool though. The teeth are awesome because they're just like Invisalign. They molded it to your teeth and you just plop them in. They're a whole row. They're not just these ones. They're the entire thing. The gums, even the actual like gum line is fake as well. And I have a set of teeth at home. And I can literally just plop them in at any time. It's so easy. It takes 2 seconds to put them in.
That's
And they
awesome.
look really cool.
I hope you just like go to the grocery store sometime with a full set of werewolf teeth.
I don't know if I would do that, but I have pranked a few people. I've even scared some family members. I scared my stepmom at one point. She didn't know I had them in. I was like, "Hey, I wasn't expecting you to have teeth." Whatever. But yeah, no, it was really fun. I've showed some friends and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of geeking out about the teeth because they just they feel good to wear too. They're perfectly snug. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Did you get to keep it? Go ahead.
Yeah. I have a pair at home. Back home in South Carolina. I wish I had them out here, but yeah, I got to keep the pair. Which
Did you keep any other props from the film?
No, that's it.
Oh.
Just the teeth. But honestly, if I were to take anything from set, it would be the teeth. You know what I mean? Like they're wearable. You can do something with it. Halloween. Got free
Exactly.
Halloween. Yeah, I didn't get anything else. I don't know what else I would have grabbed from set, honestly. Like I didn't want them flannel shirts, or my skinny jeans. I mean, in the Jeep, actually Dylan O'Brien owns that Jeep and he like rented it out to the crew to use it. Jeep, so like legitimately his Jeep. So yeah. But,
Fantastic.
Fair enough.
Fantastic. Are there any characters or actors you wish you had more screen time with?
I do kind of wish I got to act with Hecklin a tiny bit more. We're not in a ton of scenes together, but I wish that I do kind of. That would be cool if there were some more like bonding scenes, because we only really got to see the shittier side of it. But I think that's kind of why it was sad when he does die because it felt like there was kind of like an unfinished chapter,
Mm-hmm.
And I never really got to like have my official like goodbye,
Right.
or like time with him. Like it was kind of just a lot going on between us. So yeah, I mean maybe Hecklin, and also like I love Holland so much, and she's an incredible actor, and that would have been really cool to do some more scenes with her as well. I only have like a few lines with her, but that would have been really cool if we got to do like a full scene. Trying to think. Yeah. Oh, and also I wish I could have acted with Colton as well, because my family, my dad and I, we watched like Arrow like pretty religiously.
Nice.
That's how I knew Colton. I love how I know all these actors from other shit. But yeah, so that was really cool. And he's also a great actor, so that would have been really cool. But and also Peter Hale, like Ian, Ian's really fun. You can tell he's having a blast when he's on screen. And he's just doing his thing. And I think it would have been really fun to work with him. We talked at the premiere, and he was like, "Hey, I didn't get to work with you sadly or anything or see your work, but he's like, you did great. It was so good seeing." I was like, "Oh, thank God that you think I did good." Yeah, it was interesting. I didn't talk to him like at all on set. It would just be like, "Hey, how you doing, man? Oh, hey, what's up?" And then I would like talk to like Tyler Posey or something. But yeah, no, Ian's super cool. So yeah, I guess like the three of them for sure.
I would have really liked to have seen like what Peter and Eli's relationship was like.
I think Derek probably put a moratorium on them speaking to each other.
Yeah.
It's like,
Probably.
You do not speak to my son. That's the end of that. Thank
Honestly,
you.
I feel like Peter would just like transform just to freak me out,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Like, oh, fuck. Yeah, I feel like he would definitely do that. So he probably put like a block on Peter to hang out with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not gonna hang out with your uncle's a little weird. You're not gonna.
No babysitting from him.
Yeah,
if he shows up with V-necks, you close the door. Okay.
It's funny.
Are there any scenes that you had filmed that end up being cut from the final film?
Oh, look at Willow. Let me think about that. Yes, for a fact. I'm trying to think of how many though. I mean, honestly, they added the ending scene, like the last shot with me. Like they added that actually. That was after
Oh.
they added that with reshoots. That was 4 months after we actually wrapped. Um, so that was cool. Let me think about that. There's a few lines here and there that were cut out. After Scott he hits the backboard or the scoreboard, I go, man, you're really not as good as I thought you were, or something like that. Like
That's good.
The sass.
yeah, they cut it out. And then there's also, Allison attacks, right? And then the next scene that you see me and I run away, I almost get shot, and then Derek and her have this fight. In the movie, the scene right after that is me filling up gas, and then Allison attacks me. But there was also this in between little chase sequence where it's literally just me and I'm running away, like stripping my clothes, like just getting the out of the uniform and like putting it in the trunk and like panicking. The keys are under the wheel. I get in and I'm like, I'm about to start the car, and then I look and I'm like I'm standing like in between the door and the actual car, and I kind of look back and I'm like, should I go back and get my dad? Should I not? And then I'm like, shit, and I just kind of like go in and I commit to leaving. They took it out though. They didn't record any audio for that. There was no we were like on team B, like the second filming crew, so we had no like audio at all. I was like, this is gonna be a pain in the ass to do voiceover for. Then when I did ADR, they never like had me do that scene, and I was like, oh shit, okay, I guess it's not in there anymore. I did a really good job though with like I thought I did good with the fight or flight stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, they cut it out. It wasn't that
I was surprised.
filler, it's such a long movie and they had to get through so many plot points. They didn't need an extra bit of me freaking out getting in the car,
Right.
So yeah.
I was a little surprised we didn't have a scene of Eli like coming back, checking on his dad.
Yeah. Eli spends a lot of time driving Styles' Jeep, and Stilinski even gives him the keys at the end of the movie. Do you think Eli has met Styles? And if so, what do you think that interaction was like?
If he would have met Styles, it probably would have been like a year or two previous to the movie, probably. Where I was even younger and even more impressionable. And I'm sure Styles is around here and there. I mean, this is all just kind of like guessing, but I think if my character would have met him, it would have been when I was a bit younger, and also maybe he showed me the Jeep, or like showed me that his interest in cars and all that stuff, and maybe like I took after his footsteps in that way a little bit because I just like looked up to him. It was probably like probably one of the first young men that like I looked up to, probably, and that's what I'm gonna assume. If I did meet him, it was probably when I was younger, and he was just looking like a badass, driving the cars and stuff. I'm like, I want to do that. And
I like that.
While
theory.
wearing flannel.
While wearing flannel.
the flannel,
Yeah.
of course, the classic Teen Wolf flannel.
Yeah. No, I like that theory. I like that a lot.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure. I'm sure Styles. I mean, I don't know what happened between the 15 years, but I'm sure he was like, involved with the family and stuff. I think he was out doing. I mean, he had like side projects and things going out. Like I don't know. Stilinski mentions him in the movie, kind of briefly, but I feel like the character definitely hadn't been gone the whole 15 years. I'm sure he was hanging out with everybody and all that stuff. So I'm sure I interacted with him multiple times.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
So, along with these theories, what do you think happened to Eli after the events of the film?
What do you think is going to happen or did happen?
Well, what do you think, is going to happen with Eli? If there's another film, what would you like to see happen with him?
I would love to see him get trained by Scott. It'd be really cool. Some like Dagobah system Yoda. Actually, Tyler Posey wrote a draft of the second movie. Actually, he has the whole thing.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
What?
That is awesome to hear.
I haven't read. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna actually like go through necessarily with that version of it, but I got to read like the first few scenes and it was like really good. It was really cool. It was like a cute moment between us. I'm not gonna spoil it because like if it is in the movie, I don't want to, or like I don't know what's gonna be in the movie, but I'll just say this much. It was I can't say it. I'm not gonna do it. I don't. It was good writing, but it was really cool. It was like a scene. I guess like this is a generalized description of this. body hair.
Okay.
All right. We'll have to let our imaginations do the work on that one.
Hair. Yeah. And that would be the opening scene as well, so that'd be kind of cool. But
It sounds like something Tyler would write.
yeah.
Well, it sounds like the original Teen Wolf movie. That was like such a big thing.
That's true. It's very true.
With Michael J. Fox.
That's very true.
So I take it you would be open to returning to the world of Beacon Hills if there's another film or spinoff.
Of course, I would love to. I mean, that last shot, I mean, that says it all, you know, like I feel like I'd love to. I mean, that'd be really cool to, like, you know, fight some forces of evil alongside Scott McCall, and, you know, I'm part of the pack technically. So no, I'd love to, and it was a pleasure working on the film, and yeah, of course I'd love to do it again, you know. And I'm excited. I don't know what they're gonna do with the story if they do a second and third one. Who knows? But I definitely got big shoes to fill. I don't know. What do you guys want to see in the second movie? If there was one. If there
I would like to see new mythology.
Okay.
You know, new monsters and stuff. I feel like the Nagitsune was a good like re-entry point into the universe because it's familiar. We don't have to do a lot of heavy lifting with how the Nagitsune works and the Oni and Kitsune and stuff like that. But if there is a second one, I'd like to see like you and Scott face off with something we haven't seen before, some other supernatural force.
You say that. I think if they end up doing a second movie, they're definitely gonna go. They're either gonna still keep it very true to Teen Wolf and do new mythology and all that stuff, or they're gonna do something very different. And either one would be cool. But I think they're gonna take definitely a bit more like artistic integrity and like take more. I think they're gonna. I know that this movie was a re-entry, you know, into the franchise, so you know you have to keep it you have to keep it in line with the original show. But I think now that we got you guys back, I think we have a little more leeway to, like, you know, to create something new, you know.
Yeah.
Which I would love to see. I would love to see them really take their time to create something interesting, you know, and like not just a continuation of the show, but maybe even like a new, like a new edition rather than kind of just keeping it the same, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be really exciting. I mean, I don't know when that would ever film. I wish I knew, but if it happens, but we'll see.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Definitely. Definitely. We all love Teen Wolf and that universe and the characters. So getting more is just, you know, nothing but wins as far as I'm concerned. So yeah.
Agree.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, Vincent, are there any upcoming projects you can tell us about?
I did get casted for this little this Disney pilot, this Disney pilot. It's a little role in the pilot, but this Disney pilot called Witch Mountain. I don't know if you guys are original with the original show.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're doing like a reboot of that series, and I play this guy named Clive, and I'm kind of like a rich asshole prick. I'm a prick, basically, like a. I would say the closest thing would be like a Soch, you know, like the greasers. I'm like a Soch, which is very unlike me. I'm not like that at all, but it was so much fun to play. It was only one day of filming in Toronto, but if the show gets picked up, I'll have like a recurring role in that series. So
fantastic.
That's cool.
I hope it gets picked up, but and who knows, they might write more for the character and like build me up, kind of like it's like Steve in Stranger Things, you know, where he was like the bully and then character. I think they're going in that direction. But it has to get picked up first. The director for that is Augustine Frizzle, and she directed the first 2 episodes of Euphoria. I'm not sure of the 2 first episodes. She definitely directed the episodes. So that was really cool working with her. She was really, really sick, and it was so much fun to play. And I'm excited. I hope they pick it up.
Hope so too.
Wolf 2 might happen, maybe. But
hope so.
We'll find out.
That is awesome. Well, go ahead.
Sorry. Since you brought up Euphoria, is that something you'd ever want to be on? That can be a very extreme show.
I don't know how they would put me in that, though. I just don't know if I'm. Some people, I mean, like the thing is, like with shows like that, they're so niche and they're so like the actors they pick for it are so perfect for those roles. And I don't know, as much as I would love to be in that show, I don't know if I would be a good fit for it, you know? Everybody has a very specific type in that show, you know? Like
Yeah.
these very nuanced, authentic performances that definitely are part of themselves.
Mhm.
Every single character is like that, in that show. And I don't know if they would want this in that show. You know what I mean? Because if they were to cast me, I think they would want me to be closer to what I am in real life.
Mhm.
But who knows? I don't know. And also, a lot of those actors are pretty old. I mean, like older than me. They're like in their mid-20s. You know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
they really casted old for that. And I think unless they wanted me to be like a little drug dealer kid or something, I don't know if they would put me in that. But I would love to. You know, any of those big shows that are out right now. They're all good. All the
Yeah.
big shows out right now are all good shows too.
Peak TV, yeah.
Yeah, TV does a good job. TV does a good job, honestly. Yeah, they've been putting out good stuff. But yeah, who knows? I would love to. Anything that comes my way, give it to me. I'm ready.
Definitely. We'll be keeping our fingers crossed for you in all respects. Well, man, thank you so much for coming on the podcast
Yes.
and talking to us. It was fantastic to take a stroll with you down memory lane for this movie, and we're very excited. I think, like everyone, to see how well it does and the reaction, because I think we all want more Teen Wolf in our lives.
Absolutely.
Please keep pushing, guys. Like, watch the movie like 100 times each, so that like builds. Like we need like the Teen Wolf fans to just do multiple watches like over and over again. We need everybody to team up and just like literally just play it on every day constantly on repeat so that you know it does well. I'm just kidding.
Exactly. Hey, whatever it takes, man.
Well, anyways, I think it'll do well anyways. So I have faith.
I think you're right.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me on here. It was great talking to you guys.
It was absolutely
fantastic.
wonderful.
Talk.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us.